So we are still here in Hilton Head, and we are checking out the Stoney-Baynard ruins. This is a National Register site. It's a lot of history here. For what I do know is I know it was a slave that was destroyed by fire, I believe. I can't tell you the exact details right now, but we're gonna go check it out. So this is private land. This was an actual plantation. All right, we're gonna read this first sign right here.
Ready?
Yeah, you want to?
Alright, so the Stoney-Baynard ruins were the center of Braddock's Point Plantation in the first half of the 18th century. Braddock Point covered the southern end of the present-day sea ponds. Captain John Saucy Jack Stoney built the main house between 1793 and 1810. His sons, James and John, inherited the dwelling. Its outbuildings, slaves, and approximately 1,200 acres in 1811. The plantation produced highly valuable Sea Island cotton. In 1873, a few years after his brother died, John Stoney declared bankruptcy and sold the property to the Bank of Charleston. William Endings Baynard, South Carolina planter, acquired Point Plantation from the bank in 1845. Baynard and other plantations in Hilton Head Island and mainland. Typical of plantation owners, he spent little time in the main house during the long, hot growing season. After William E. Baynard died in 1849, his son Ephraim managed the plantation's cotton, livestock, farming operations up until the Civil War. Aha! When troops invaded Hilton Head Island on November 7, 1861, Baynard and other plantations owners fled inland. The federal government seized the property. Shortly after the war, the main house was destroyed by fire. Other structures were salvaged for building materials. Baynard Harris bought back most of their holdings in 1875. Various owners held the land for over 80 years, while the Stoney-Baynard estate quietly reverted to forest. In 1956, C. Pines Plantation Company purchased the ruin with 5,280 acres on the south end of Hilton Island. In 1966, C. Pines founder Charles Frazier established his 9-acre site as a permanent open space. Trail to view the remains of the open house, domestic slave quarters, plantation kitchen, and a military structure. You will approach the eastern side of the house, follow the path around the dwelling's perimeter. Next, walk along the shaded ridge and explore where slaves prepared and lived and prepared meals. Evidence of occupation by Union soldiers is also visible. Enjoy your visit, but please refrain from collecting or disturbing the historical structures.
So there you have it, people. It was destroyed by fire.
By the Union soldiers.
By the Union soldiers.
It was the same attack base at what is where we just came from? What's the Port Royal? The same invasion where the Union soldiers stormed the shore. It was a part of the same invasion.
Interesting. Okay, so here we go.
So we're entering the eastern part of the plantation. Oh, this is amazing.
Look at that wall structure.
Oh my God. This is amazing. Wow.
One that's interested in exploration. This is textbook exploration right here. A memoir over here too. Maybe you want to come back to this after we...
There's multiple structures though.
Yeah.
The basement at the ground level was used for storage but not for living space. A doorway, which was recently stabilized on the right. The openings were probably allowed for ventilation. When you explore the interior, you will see the basement had 2 rooms on the left and 1 large room on the right.
So this is the basement?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm about to go look though.
of the plantation house. Wow, y'all can see, wow, this is the main entrance to front of the plantation house.
Just listening to the stories of the trees.
Yeah, these trees are ancient. And we were just saying that these trees really tell the stories of the times. Like, you could just tell, like, there's a lot of sorrow here, a lot of grief, despair that a lot of our ancestors went through, you know, at this plantation, at so many plantations, you know, in this country and other worlds, you know.
Yeah, you can feel it.
How I feel.
Like the layers of
The tabby.
those are layers of the oyster
Right.
shell.
Yeah, because back then they used this as the foundation to build. It was called a tabby wall, where they used oysters and mud and dirt and just built it. So this was the main house right here.
The tabby foundation here is all that remains of a small slave quarters. Before the Civil War, 2 families of slaves lived in a 336 square foot wooden dwelling built upon these footings. The domestic slaves looked after the plantation homes and served as owners during occasional visits. In the 1850s, the Baynard family claimed 129 slaves at Baynard's Point property. Probably fewer than 20 were house slaves. The double-penned corners had 2 separate rooms, each housing for 1 family. The indentation at the center of the foundation shows that a structure was hastily erected on the tabby, even before the cement had dried. The floor was set on joist support laid upon the ground. Certainly the slave quarters would have been damp and overcrowded. Chimney supports on both ends of the foundation tell that each room had a fireplace. The support closest to the main house was built from tabby bricks. At the opposite end, the support is made of fired bricks.
So that was the main house, and this was the slave quarters.
And this is where they were close. They kept a close track on the house, and they could go back and forth between their slave house to their house.
Because I was just about to ask. I was surprised it was so close. They were so close together, but it made sense, like you just said, so they can keep track of the slaves. What type of feeling or sense that you're getting right now?
It's hard for me to really sense it. I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes, what they felt at the time. Them always being under the plantation side. How 2 families lived within this one structure. I don't think it was the most comfortable, and I don't think it was nice.
Definitely not. I mean, even going back, you know, where we just came from, you know, even, you know, that site, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, had tight little rooms and stuff. So imagine when they were still enslaved, how tight the rooms were, you know what I'm saying? So. You say you feel a heavy feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely heavy here. Definitely heavy. Definitely heavy.
It's just amazing. It is literally $1 million homes across the street in this neighborhood from a plantation, a burned down plantation. Babe, you can't go in there.
Too late.
You about to have these white folks kick us out of this neighborhood, babe. Wow. And it rained. And the rain was falling from the trees as you was doing that. Babe. Babe. These people can probably see across the street. This is a neighborhood. Babe.
Hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm just inside of the slave quarters.
You definitely getting that Florida water on you later. For real.
It's so cool. I'm not the first one to come in. I won't be last.
Okay. Y'all see what I be doing with this woman? Y'all see what she got me doing, to be exact. She has a lot to do with my exploration. As y'all watch our YouTube channel, y'all gonna see more of this. We are urban explorers. Call us the Blurbex couple, the Black Urbex Explorers.
So this is a fireplace.
And how do you know that was a fireplace?
Because it's brick. And that's what that told me. That it was a fireplace here. And there was a fireplace here. This is one family's house. This is another family.
This lady is literally inside of the display of a historic register site. Wall is from the whatever time period. It's already loose and flimsy. Please don't knock it the hell over. Say it again.
I said I still can smell the char. I guess it's because it's so damp, you can still smell char.
Wow. From a burning way back then?
I feel like I smell
Unless the trees, encompass,
the memory.
the memories and the char from back then. This is another slave quarter, right?
Yeah, that was definitely another slave quarter. And this is the kitchen.
Because they had to cook outside during this time, right?
Yeah.
At least the slaves.
For years, people could only guess about the function of the tabby blocks in this area. In the 1990s, archaeologists from the Chichura Foundation solved the memory. The large block on the right was a pier supporting the chimney of the plantation kitchen. Here, domestic slaves prepared food for residents of the main house. Attached to the chimney, a small building sat on tabby block footings. The kitchen faced south towards the main house. This layout allowed the fireplace to draw prevailing winds. Locating the kitchen far from the home was commonplace in the 18th century. Distance isolated the main house from heat, smoke, noise, odors, and fire danger. When the Civil War came to the Hilton Head Island, Union soldiers occupied this ridge. Evidence suggests that soldiers and freedmen dismantled the kitchen and its chimney. Presumably, soldiers moved the former kitchen footings to higher ground. There, they neatly arranged the tabby blocks on the top and built a tent platform.
And look at this view from back here. Like, this is just something right here.
How do you know that?
I'm sure I'm looking through. All I see is homes on the other side. I mean, we could peek right there if you want to.
You go peek alligator bait.
See, she likes stuff like this, but she's scared of the gators and stuff. See, look, I can tell right here about homes. Look,
You're gator bait.
look, it ain't nothing but homes, babe.
Well, go up there and peek, make sure.
Yeah, it's a walking trail, babe. It's a walking trail. This plantation was sold to private developers. But if we go back to the beginning, you know, it was many more acres. It was a lot bigger than what it currently is. But from a historical context, what they did was they just preserved the remains of the burning plantation house, and also shared some history, you know, on the slave quarters, the kitchen, and also they wanted to really highlight the tabby, you know, what they actually used to create homes back during that time. The tabby, made out of oysters and mud and different things like that. So, but yeah, most of the land was sold off.
All of this is just charred. It's just burnt wood. It's just ashes and char.
Do it got a smell to it?
I can't. You can smell it. It smelled burnt, but you can look all around the tree and smell the fire and see it was a fire there. Look.
What the heck?
Huh?
It looked like sap or something. That is. Look at the tree roots that have grown inside the actual foundation of where the home lay or sat. Look at the giant tree root. That is just amazing. Amazing.